home stretch now. Last home game of the regular season.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of how's the team feeling heading into this weekend?
Good. We are concentrating on the preparation for this one match. Is the last one at home in the regular season, as you mentioned, but also a match that can have a big importance of our location into the playoffs standing. So good. A team that we don't usually play against, but and a team that has been playing well during the season too. So the very attractive game for sure.
I was going to say this is the first time in your tenure that you
Mm-hmm.
face off against Vancouver here in Orlando. Just kind of what are you expecting from a team that you really don't you haven't ever seen here?
Obviously we follow every single team. We have seen the develop of the franchise too, and with the coach that they are under right now, we are following too. We're studying them as normal and usual. What we have seen is a team that has been consistent during the year. I think the participation on the different cups that they had in their conference were pretty well, and it's going to be like any other MLS game, a very hard match. But we preparing our players towards that one game because we have that we have had the same protagonism also during the year in our tournament. So it's a pretty level match for sure.
This was a game that was supposed to be played last month, but then had to be moved into to
Uh,
Leagues Cup during international break now. So you're missing a number of your normal starters. Just kind of how tough is that to have a game of this magnitude being during an international break?
right. Always this create an opportunity to see other players, players that surely had been waiting this moment to prove themselves into the group, also to cooperate to our points and our standing moments that I know they have been waiting for. So you can see it in a different way. Whether you feel sorry because you have not some players, but you feel happy because this is going to be an opportunity for us to grow into the roster towards the playoffs. So I see it that way.
And then Vancouver is also going to be missing quite a few players, either for international duty or injury. Does it make it harder to scout the other team, especially when, like Austin said, it's a team that you've never faced before while you've been here, to kind of figure out exactly what they might look like? Or
Well, as you may guess, and some other ideas that you may see on the game, but our job, and we have tools in that manner, and we have tools to scout players, and they have tools to scout us, and so no problem. Just to guess and be prepared, and no excuse me, we can see.
one guy they will have is Thomas Muller. I'm sure you're very familiar with. How do you tell your center backs and your defensive midfielders to reference a guy who is so good at interpreting space the way he is?
No, it's so right that, and it's a good way to describe that ability that he has to read and interpret the game, and see when and how has done it all his career. So first, it's nice to have him in the league, but for sure we will have good references and opportunities for us to neutralize that. It's going to be again another news just to make the game even more attractive, to have these kind of players in the pitch.
You guys are missing a lot, but you do have Pedro Galese, which is a little bit of a surprise that he's still here during an international break. But his form the last couple of games has been so
Right.
good. How much does it help you to have him available for this game, especially when Javi is away with Venezuela?
Right, also, exactly. I was going to say that we are very proud just to have Gustavo and to have Javi in the absolutely national team with Venezuela. This is a great call for them. the reasons that Venezuela have just to call them and give them this experience is more than enough to be proud of here in the club. Um, but yeah, we're as I say, we have good opportunities for players. We have different ways just to see in the game, and they have challenges. We have challenges. With Pedro, it's probably something that we all know, and we all always have opinion or consider from Pedro. That professionalism and that commitment and that responsibility that he has with the club is first class. So just have this opportunity also because Pedro's relationship with his national team and communication is first level, and they understood what were the challenges that Pedro had. So we're pleased just to have that cooperation with him, and also the side of the player also to be both sides with the same intention. It's great.
Just kind of talking about Gustavo and Javi, just having them, and as well as Alex, kids coming from the academy, being called up to the full national team, getting that experience. Just how important is that, just for the academy's sake, to have these players that have come through the system, coming up to the first team, and now getting those full first team call-ups for the national.
And it's true. I think one of the reasons we are proud of the progress of the academy this year has not been just the progression of Alex Freeman and all what has happened for him, but also players that obviously we want to have them much more minutes, but they have been growing at the point that I had been consistent calling for the national teams, and they've been so protagonists on their clubs. I mean, the national teams calls, and that is a growing that is going to give us a good platform for next year. Also, you mentioned Gustavo, you mentioned Colin. Unfortunately, Taifi get hurt in the moment that it could have been called as well, and others ones that Gustavo and now in the national team. So it's great to see them progress, and that now we have that next step to be doing here is that they become again protagonists of our team and the first team. Yes.